Hey everybody, we're going to kick off the 2024 Bourbon Madness with our first tasting, our first bracket. And before the camera pressed start, Trent was already up here with his nose halfway shoved in both these glasses, trying to figure out what they were.
Look, I'm not trying to figure out what they are. I'm just trying to get I got to warm up the schnoz here.
The schnoz.
Yeah.
I see. Trying to get every advantage that you can. But I guess we're not really competing against each other. We're competing against ourselves in the bracket, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah. That. And I'm stiff competition, so it's interesting. There's a spider web right on the thing.
Did you get it?
Yeah, good. I think so.
Good. You got high expectations.
Over the years, I've learned that I don't always live up to my own expectations, far below. So I try to dial it down just a little bit. But I think this is going to be a lot of fun. It is. So Kurt and I we seeded the brackets differently. Mm-hmm. If you didn't check our last,
I'm going to assume that we seeded them differently.
True.
There is no way in God's green earth that we can go 1 through 16 and all be the same.
No
way.
Because I'll tell you, I didn't do Wild Turkey any favors. I'll say that, and I know you probably did. So that'll be interesting to see how it stacks up.
To tell you the truth.
So how it worked is that we know the 16 that are in the tournament, unlike last year where I don't think we did. Jay really, as you said, put the wood to us on that one.
He did.
And Justin
and the boys.
and Kevin and Kent also.
Yeah.
Is Kent taking notes on this like he did last year?
He might.
Okay.
He might.
Kent, if you're watching this, we're going to need a recap.
He's leaving for Myrtle Beach on Thursday, but I'll bet you he keeps up with this.
Okay,
I bet
cool.
he does.
So how it worked is that we knew the 16 bottles. We ranked them from our favorite to least favorite, and then we had Michelle put those in the brackets. I don't know what like the seeds are. I'm not a sports person, so you could say, X goes against Y. I have no idea.
Yeah, we didn't pay attention to any of that. It was already Michelle did all that. My wife Rebecca, she is choosing the brackets that we're tasting. She could be choosing the first bracket, the last bracket, or somewhere in between. We absolutely have no idea.
I know.
We know what 16 bottles are in, but that is it. That's all we know. And again, Trent, it's not like really our least favorite, because all these are pretty good that are in the tournament.
Yeah.
It's well done by our patrons. There's just, if we have to pick our favorites, our favorite is on top, and then our least favorite of the 16 grouping is on the bottom.
Right. And then how it's going to work is that every Wednesday and Friday we're going to do 2 rounds. So today, 2 rounds, and then I almost said tomorrow, Friday, 2 rounds. Yeah. And then the final 4 will take place on the live stream on the last Friday of March. I think it's the 29th.
Correct.
So we'll get into...
let's get into it, bud.
And there's a high probability that we're tasting different things, so we're just... Last year we were on one at a time because they were the same.
Right. One went upstairs, one went downstairs, and that was too much work.
Yeah. I definitely
triple checked these, just so everybody knows.
Okay. I think you're stressed out more than I am this year.
I'm stressed out because I don't want to screw up. So I honestly kept looking to double and triple check.
You did.
What was going in each glass.
Wow. Well, I got faith in you, honey. I trust you.
I think we all do.
Thanks.
This is just okay. Already playing with the kid. You got an oh my gosh over there?
Yeah. I really should have brought my bee suit down here to kind of throw you off your game. Stump you up a little bit.
I'm focused, man. I got me a nice fresh cut. I'm looking good for the start of the tournament.
Yeah.
For the first round. I'm feeling good about it. Yeah. I'm set.
Mine's
mentally prepared.
Mine's giving me this nice honey graham cracker type of thing. And it's weird because I'm saying this out loud and we can't go back and forth because you're not having the same thing.
No, I know. This one here, I get a little citrus in it. Believe it or not, but there's some caramel in there too, and there's a little barrel char in there. I kind of like it. And I just took a quick whiff of this one over here, and it's much different.
And I'm smelling this, and I'm picking up things, and I'm really trying to not guess what it might be. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to do that the whole tournament, but I'm getting a little bit of a snorting a pixie stick kind of feel to this one. Dusty, like... yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Snorting a pixie stick.
Yeah, it smells really good.
That would probably put some tears in your eyes. Just guessing. I'm going to go back in this again in the first sip of the evening. Get that first sip to acclimate the palate, a little bit to the proof. I got that big time Kentucky hug traveling down.
I don't know if this will be apparent, but I chowed down on some cauliflower before this, so I might have some particulate over there in my teeth. I will say, for me, the nose is better than the palate.
That's good.
Are you on A already? Or are you going to B?
I haven't gone to B yet, but A is pretty good. It's not deep, dark. I wouldn't call it rich. There's a little bit of brown sugar in there. I still get a tiny bit of that citrus hit somehow, some way. But it also has a real nice little, like a sweet and sour thing going on there. I'm not positive about that, but it seems like it does.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I could be wrong, bro. I'm not going down that road, Trenton. I'm not.
Okay, I'm actually gonna take a second sip of A here.
Yeah, the barrel char is really nice too. I like it.
The nose is so nice, but I feel like the palate on A for me is a little bit more
You
dark.
already tasted both?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
A's a little bit more of this like toasty, burnt, kind of bittery type of vibe.
All right.
And I can't say that it's my favorite.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
You okay over there, Mom? Cough it up. Let it out.
You'll be all right. Hey,
Sorry.
she has been feeling bad. She's been feeling a little ill, but I think as of yesterday a little bit, you started feeling somewhat better, and you're on the road back. I'm proud of you.
Now it's the coughing.
Yeah, that happens. This one I get a little bit more of that deeper brown sugar in there, but it seems a little light too. Maybe not as proofy as the first glass.
I don't even know that I talked about the notes on B before I tasted it. It's really nice and sweet smelling. I get quite a bit of butterscotch on the front. There's this sort of pine cone. I don't know that I've ever eaten a pine cone, but I've run into those. What trees produce the pine cones? Evergreens?
Pine trees.
Oh, is it pine trees?
It's possible.
Yikes,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
Just skip past that part and don't mention it in the comments, please.
I was waiting for a punchline or something there. I didn't really realize that was a legit question.
That was just a pure stupid question that I didn't put any thought into before it came out of my mouth.
It happens 3 or 4 times a day for me, so don't worry about it.
I'm in the double digits at least. It smells. B smells a little bit more grainy for me. Maybe it honestly kind of reminds me of when you try an American single malt that isn't a finish, like a sherry type of finish or anything.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's sweet.
This almost gives me like a cider vinegar type feel to it, Trenton, and it's got a little bit more of some harshness there, a little bit of there's just a little bit of but what's what I'm trying to say? There's a little tiny bit of bitterness, but for me, honey, it seems pretty clear to me. I'm going to pick A on this round here.
Oh, you're already done?
Yeah.
Shoot.
I don't have
Okay.
to really go back. I might take a little sip of A again just for kicks and grins.
B, I'm getting I'm getting a nice like pecan note, but it's really muted, and it's not very. For me, I think I'm gonna go with B. It's a little bit sweeter. It's more well balanced. This one I feel like I get a little sweetness, and then it really it's muted. There's not like a final explosion there at the end with the flavor.
Neither one of these two for me were really on the sweet side.
Nope.
This one I like because I got that really nice. There's a really nice barrel char there. There is some. It's just not super sweet though. I wouldn't call it that. This one here definitely not sweet. A little bit of some leather in there, just some more earthy stuff and a little bit of bitterness going on in there.
Okay.
So a little barrel tan and something's happening. So
Well,
yeah,
my vote for round 1 is gonna be B,
yay.
and yours is what?
A.
All right. A little different.
Got it.
All right.
We have the other one. We'll just go. We'll
Let's
just
do it,
get
Trenton.
right into the
Why do
next
we have
one.
to cut? There's no cut here. We don't do that at SLB.
Well, that'll help me with
Stick 'em
the
right up here.
whatchamacallits,
Yeah.
the titles.
Yeah.
So,
Second round. We have no idea what bracket she picked on this one either.
Michelle is. I'm going to be editing the videos, and then I'm going to put in placeholders for what we're tasting, and then Michelle's going to go in before it gets exported and add those, so that I don't want to see the results of any of this.
You
To
know,
me, it's a little bit more
I'm
fun.
gonna look at them every week.
What? Oh, come on. You probably will.
No.
Okay. Well, another one where
Look
the
at
one
you.
on the
now,
right is
now
dark.
I can pretty much. Well, I never say I like to guarantee things because
You got a bit of a flip flop going on.
when I
there.
say that, if I guarantee something, I'm usually wrong. So I was gonna say I can pretty much guarantee I don't have the same as you, but then again,
Who knows? It could be a little flip flop.
yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
All right, let's start with this one. Okay, got C's and D here. Right, honey?
Yes.
Okay. C and D here, bub.
So there's round 2.
Round 2. So that's what we got. Ooh, I love that. I'm not mad about that at all. Confectionate. This is one gives me candy vibes
Okay.
on the aromas.
You getting that now?
Yeah.
I like that. That's
I'm
getting
working
into your
on it.
vocab.
I am. You've kind of geared my mind towards it. With some caramel notes in there too. Really smells really nice, actually.
This one for me
Pretty
has
good.
some nice baked mapley type of notes. Definitely some Sharpie in there.
Sounds like something I would dig.
Yeah.
You want
yeah,
trade?
No. Well, you'll get it eventually.
It's just sooner or later. I don't know if you'll ever hear a Sharpie note coming out of me, though. I'm not positive. I'm not big on the Sharpie note until you tell me, and then it's seared into my brain.
Well, is anybody else who's currently watching, have you ever gotten this like markery Sharpie, whether it's an Expo, a Sharpie, a Crayola, I don't know, whatever, a marker type of note? I'd be interested to know. This smells really good though. Oh, that's to die for. Whatever that is.
Well, let me just say this. I enjoyed the nose more than the palate on that sip. The palate's not as sweet as the aromas would lead you to believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say again for this one I do like the nose more than the palate, but compared to the last one, compared to what was A, that one had a really nice sweet nose, and then it kind of just tanked for me on the palate.
This kind of
This
what this one
one
did, yeah.
Is really nice. It's got this darker mapley type of Sharpie thing going on, but it really backs it up in the.
Sharpie.
No, on the did I say on the nose?
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I do get a little bit on the nose.
I'm just joking.
I know we don't have any Jim Beam in here, but it reminds me of Jim Beam.
I should have been messing with your glass. My apologies. All right, I'm going to move on to B. I apologize, D. I feel bad because I wasn't that impressed with the sip on C. Hopefully D will take it over the top.
The nose on this reminds me of that Jim Sock Jelly Belly that I ate on our other channel. It smells. It's musty, like when you go into a my mom's a realtor, and we used to go on to houses with her when she was young sometimes. And you'd walk into a house that had been vacant for a while, and it's got a stench. It's like musty, might be a water
that
leak
is true.
somewhere.
You're 100% right.
It reminds
there.
me of that. 100%, like,
Yeah.
smell that.
Been to a lot of homes like that.
Like, come on.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. Smell this one. I'm having a hard time. I'm not getting much.
It's
It's weak for me
Wait,
on
what?
the aromas. That's all. That's the only reason I'm asking. I don't really have much for you, to be honest with you.
if you're ever in a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's, and you're going, it's a holiday, and you're walking down the aisle, and they got that big old bin full of the pine cones with like the cinnamon on it.
Yes.
It's like is that potpourri?
Ask your mother. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So it's like a potpourri, like a holiday potpourri type of smell. It's not.
it?
It's not very.
It's kind of weak, is it? Or
It's
no?
weak.
Yeah.
You know, you really got it. If you're roto rooted, I'd love to hear about that story. By the way.
No. We have things. We've got things to do. I don't have offensive aromas whatsoever. It's just a little bit weak, so it was hard for me to pick up on.
This one's a little bit more grain forward, but not in a way that is like the last one, the last round. Was it B? This one, it's got a nice sweetness, almost like it's grassy. That's how I would put it. It's got a nice organic honey type of thing going on in it, but it's not super pronounced. You get some nice grains in there, but it's nothing that is super prominent with the flavor profiles that's going on with it. So my second round would be C for my winner of the bracket.
Well, I'm a little bit. This one, I feel the palate outweighed the nose for me. I feel that there's some cherry in there, Trenton, believe that or not. And I do get some brown sugar, and I do get some other type of sweet, made a very, very faint hint of molasses in there. It's actually, the palate is much better than the nose.
We've been really fortunate with the channel to be able to try samples of stuff that is like considered dusty, so
Yeah.
70s, 80s, 90s products, that kind of thing. And I've gotten you some stuff for
Yeah.
holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
The nose
incredible
of this
stuff.
is reminding me a lot of a vintage
Really?
turkey release. Because you said cherry, I was trying to figure out what the heck am I smelling, and it smells exactly like smell that. Well, let's see if I can get this off without breaking it. Okay, that just smells like a Jeep interior. Never mind. That's leathery. I lied. But it does give me dusty type of vibes.
Okay.
Whatever this is, I absolutely love it.
Well, honey, for me, I had to go back to Glass C again really quick, but Glass C is just not delivering for me today. So I'm gonna have to choose D to move on.
So not only did we taste different brackets,
Yeah.
Assumably, probably, we picked different ones.
Yeah, I have to be honest though, Trent. When I went back to taste just before I chose, Glass C here was a bit better than the first taste.
Okay.
But into the middle to the back palate, into the finish, it still turned a little earthy
Gotcha.
for me. So that's why I chose this one over here.
And I think the ones that our patrons picked were all really solid.
Yeah,
And
no doubt.
We say this a lot. It's difficult in a blind because you have to pick the best one regardless. So when we're talking about, D maybe not being as good as C, that's within the context of the blind. It could be good compared to other things. We just know that whatever this is not as good as this, vice versa, whatever the case.
100% true, Trent, and it's a blind taste. You and I could do the same blind and maybe pick one of these differently tomorrow.
And we did a video on it. No, I think the video that we did was the exact same. I'll have to remember, but that's besides the point. Blinds are always fun because you can do blinds all the time, the same ones. Replicate that over a month, and you'll probably get several different results that'd surprise you.
I've sweated until I couldn't sweat anymore.
You don't even sweat.
And I did on the first tournament. I mean, I was freaking myself out. If I can give you any advice from just a novice, a guy that just enjoys some bourbon and whiskey, when you're doing a blind taste, at the moment, just pick what you're enjoying the most and let the chips fall. Whatever it is. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay at the end of the day. So just pick what you're enjoying at that time, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all.
Love it.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. First round, Bourbon Madness Tournament 2024. I'm pretty excited. Excited.
I am sorry if we upset the bracket. Is that an upset? Where like a bad one does better than or not a bad one, but a projection doesn't do as well as people thought?
Yeah, you just kind of blew up the bracket, or I'm not really big into that either, to tell you the truth. If you ask me a baseball question, I'm all over it. But you kind of, if you picked, let's say you picked a lower seed to move on over a higher seed, then you're kind of going against what you thought.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, say you picked a bottle that was number 4 on your list. But in this blind, you pushed forward a number 8 bottle instead. Then you kind of just...
I screwed up everybody's prediction.
It's all right, though. It's all right. It is what it is. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate all of you. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. See you next time, right down here with Trent and me for another round of Bourbon Madness 2024. See you later.